Welcome to the Meredith Show. Today we have one of the most inspiring, tiny but mighty guests we've ever had on the show. Welcome, Eileen Gould, to the Meredith Show.
Meredith, I'm so excited to be here. First of all, we're both from Philadelphia. We both moved to California.
That's true. It was your dream and my dream to leave the snow behind.
Oh, and I don't miss it one little bit.
Neither
I'm sure
do I.
you feel the same way.
Sorry, Philly friends. We love you.
We
Not
love
coming
you,
back.
but we're not coming back.
No.
So I'm 91 pounds, and the career I'm telling you about right now is not the career I've always been in, but I'm going to tell you that I'm a licensed general contractor and a certified interior designer. I was the first woman contractor in my area. I work with 19 men, if you can believe 91 pounds of me, and carry insurance, workman comp, and I also retrofit homes for seniors, handicapped, and the aged. But that's not how my journey began. So let me share my journey.
Yes. So that's where we always like to start. And thank you at the beginning. So you came here with 4 girlfriends and 1 car and a dream. So tell us about that.
Okay. So I've got to back that up a little bit and say I went to Penn State as an English major. Loved English. My mother had her leg removed because of cancer. And she said, you'll never make any money as an English major because you'll become a teacher.
I hear that a lot.
Yeah. So I said, okay, next thing I know, she signs me up for Medical College of Pennsylvania on Henry Avenue. I'm like, I hate blood. I really don't love old people. And for sure, I don't like sick people. So it was a really misplaced career. I went through the whole program and I had a job waiting for me in Philadelphia in blood banking. But 4 girlfriends and I came out here, stayed in Beverly Hills, rented 1 car. We were in Nate Now's, opened up the Beverly Courier. I don't even know if that's still in existence.
That was a paper back in the day.
That was a paper back in the day.
When people read physical papers.
Physical paper. It wasn't like the iPhone situation. You hear me.
Yes.
So it said medical technologists needed for 3 doctors in Century City. I took a bus there.
Wow.
My girlfriend said, how could you leave your father? And I said, he'll never marry unless I get married. And it was the summer of my 20th birthday. I graduated early. I got the job on the spot.
So, like, you went there on a bus and got a job in Beverly Hills?
In Century City.
Century City.
Yes, for $25 an hour. Now, $25 isn't bad now, but then it was really a big deal. Took the bus back and told my friends, and they said, how are you going to do it? I said, I don't know. I'm going to call my father and say, I'm just going to try it. So we ended up trying it. We got a place in West Hollywood. Growing up in Philadelphia, I was in a very square neighborhood.
Like sheltered.
Sheltered. No joke. Sheltered.
To West Hollywood? Oh my gosh.
To West Hollywood.
That's a wild place for people at home who don't know. A lot of wild things happen there.
A lot of wild things. So.
Did you become a wild thing?
I did become a wild thing. And that's another show altogether. That's the XXXX.
Well, I actually know, a little birdie told me that you wound up getting some close proximities to some super famous people. Tell me a little bit about that.
I would love to share that story. So these 3 doctors were movie star doctors. I didn't know, too much about the movie stars other than what you saw on TV. In comes Jack Nicholson. He needs a sperm count. I have a cup.
Oh my God.
And we only were allowed to wear lab coats and short skirts because he wanted us to be Koblenz angels.
Oh my gosh.
So here's a magazine. Here's a cup. You know what
your claim to fame is you've seen the sperm of a very
famous man.
A lot of things we don't see coming in life.
No.
And speaking of which, you actually wound up switching careers, and it was a funny departure because you were invited to help on a project initially that inspired you to change your entire career. Tell us about that.
So I was working in the medical field, and I was asked to come look at someone's home. And I said, you know what? I've really always liked design, construction, all of that. I worked in the medical field. I went back to UCLA at night and got my interior designer certification. In the meanwhile, I got married and had children early. and then started my own business, and it was amazing.
Now, one thing that I find really funny is when you showed up for general contracting school, they thought you were like a secretary.
So in order to become a general contractor, you need to know 2 trades. So I knew masonry and electrical. I went to contracting school right in Van Nuys, and when I went to take the exam, they said, oh yes, we're not looking for a secretarial person. I'm like, me either.
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious.
Me either. So instead of having just a little responsibility of interior design, you're talking about a major responsibility with construction, as well as, in a commercial, residential, retail, hospitality. So that was a whole new avenue that was opened up to me.
And you were like ahead of your time. Not many women were in the industry when you went into construction in that contractor mode.
Not many women were into it. As a matter of fact, I won HGTV Designers Challenge, and wow. I wore a hard hat and I had my hammer so they could see that I really had all the tools to be a general contractor.
And I bet she was wearing heels, were you?
Always heels.
Always heels.
Hard hat and heels.
That's
my motto. Hard hat and heels.
I love it. That's actually very funny. Speaking of funny, the world of construction offers a lot of wild adventure. Tell me about some of your challenges and most fun moments.
Oh, goodness. So, what made me become a contractor is that I got a job to do a neurosurgeon's house. He went from 2,500 to 6,000 square feet. I helped him hire the contractor. He and the contractor went boating, and I had all the responsibility and wasn't making any of the money. I said,
forget about it.
Forget about it.
Wow.
So that was what motivated me to go to contracting school. Some of my favorite, I love kitchen and bath designs, but I also love doing restaurants and hair salons and things like that. So I have a great balance between the retail, hospitality, and residential, which I love very much.
Well, it's kind of fitting that we're here in a kitchen and design center. Source One has been kind enough to invite us in here. And for you, you actually have a unique twist on your skills. Not only are you a designer certified for interior design, but you also retrofit for the handicap. Because earlier you shared with the audience, your mom had a need when you were younger because she had one leg.
Yes.
So tell us how you've put that into your career as well.
Absolutely. So my mom had one leg. If you remember, that was a very hard thing to have a chair going up your stairs.
Back in the day, yes.
And we also had a basement, remember? So it was upstairs and a basement.
Downstairs.
So she had the chair, and I totally forgot about it. You know how I said to you, your past reflects what your future is? So now I was invited to do a 55-year-old's house who had neuralgia, who could never get up the stairs again, who had a very small powder room. I had to take 8 feet off of his office, put it in the powder room so I could make a turnaround for his wheelchair, do a flat shower so that he could walk in with his wheelchair or with his walker.
Well, like with all good things, with a problem comes an opportunity.
Absolutely.
So you now do this for people all over Los Angeles and the region.
All over Los Angeles. And to me, with the baby boomers coming up, it's a really smart thing to do to retrofit your home or office, because if you needed to go to assisted living, $12,000 to $15,000 a month. So in order to spend not a whole lot of money, you could still continue to live in your home safely and comfortably.
Safely and comfortably. That is definitely a huge priority, I'm sure, with a lot of your work. We are almost out of time today, but you've overcome a lot of adversity. And right now, one of the greater challenges is your husband's health isn't at the best. His memory isn't excellent.
So what happened, my husband has his PhD in pharmacy from USC. My husband is 17 years older than I am. He was a Marina Del Rey bachelor. What did I know? You know, he drove a 280Z and he had flown all over the world. I was like, that's cool. I'm from Philadelphia.
That's pretty hot.
That's hot. I'm from Philadelphia. Well, we have 2 children. He's been a great husband. but in the last 3 years, he's been diagnosed with Alzheimer's.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
It is, I would almost rather have somebody have cancer because you can take them, they know what's going on. Alzheimer's is a very nasty disease, and there's nothing out there at this point that doctors can give patients.
For people at home who are struggling, whether it's a physical challenge, a career challenge, you face them all. As we wrap up, that is a lot of courage, actually, just to keep going every day. It takes a lot of courage. So tell people at home what advice you give to them and how you find your strength, because it's not easy right now running a company and taking care of your husband.
No. So I have a crazy routine. I get up at 4:30. I do yoga. I journal. I meditate. And that gets me started for the day. I'm very organized, so I have a schedule for my whole week, as well as, calling my clients or emailing them and telling them what's going to happen next.
And then I would say, from the heart, from your heart to their heart, what do you say to somebody who's struggling right now?
Oh my God. If you're struggling with aging in place, do it. It is so important that you take care of yourself, because if you don't, nobody else will. And you don't want to go to a home. If you're struggling with somebody who has Alzheimer's, I would say join a support group. I'm in a support group. Everybody's not in the same place, but you can learn a lot about the disease and where the doctors are taking it in the future.
Yeah, we all need to ask for help. And I think that's such a good theme and an inspiration to end our segment on, because you not only spend your life brightening people's homes, but you are a shining light because of your courage. So thank you so much.
So much.
I appreciate you coming on the show.
And I appreciate you inviting me.
And thank goodness for you in Los Angeles. And if you at home need a great interior designer, you need some retrofitting, or you want a general contractor, I'm sure Eileen would love to help you. And all of her information is available right there for you to reach out and connect. And I hope wherever you're doing at home, you take a moment to remember your courage. And a little gift to the world is your shine. Thanks so much for watching.
Thank you.
If you liked today's episode, we hope that you'll like us on Facebook and stay connected. You can find us under The Meredith Show there, and on Instagram under The Meredith Show. And if you or somebody you know you think will make a great guest, please email us at meredith@themeredithshow.com, and my team will set up an appointment right away.